I've been seeing these cute little flags all over social media, especially on Etsy. I thought it'd be really cool to have a go and see how easy it was to make my own so that I can use them for various occasions throughout the year. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how I made them, what equipment I used, so you too can make these cute little flags at home. The equipment that I used a Cricut Maker, I used a Singer Promise sewing machine, I had a Cricut Easy Press Mini and a Cricut heat press mat. I've got material scissors, I've got some red felt, a template for my flag, a fabric pen with a thread. I've chose to match the thread colour as near as possible to the colour of my felt. This is totally optional and you could use a contrasting colour of thread if you prefer. I've also got a wooden dowel, a weeding tool, a ruler, some heat transfer vinyl and a standard grip cutting mat. First thing we need to do is prepare the felt for sewing. This is the piece of felt that I'm going to use. Here's the template that I'm going to use. As we can see, it's folded in half so we can open it up. You can cut this however you wish. If you want to cut it all in one piece and then fold it, you can, but I prefer to cut it by folding it in half first. So I'm just going to pop that along the edge like so. I'm going to use my ruler to help me get the lines as straight as possible, and taking the fabric pen, I'm now just going to draw along, making sure the lines are nice and straight along the edge of my template. The pen that I'm using is a special fabric pen so that when I apply heat to it, any pen that is on the material will just vanish. I've drawn around the template and that's how it's looking now. I also need to draw a line that's going to go all the way up there because that's going to hold in the wooden dowel. I'm going to draw a line that's just over 1 centimetre wide as that's going to allow my wooden dowel to fit in. Make sure you measure the space you're going to need to fit your wooden dowel into your flag. Now our design is on our felt. We are all ready to start sewing. I'm going to thread my sewing machine now with my red thread. Now the sewing machine is all threaded, we're ready to start sewing. We're going to sew along the top of the flag, down the sides and across the bottom to where it meets the line, and then we're going to sew all the way up. We need to leave this as a little gap to allow the wooden dowel to be inserted. Now the flag has been sewn, we are now ready to design the text we wish to place on the front. I'm going to do this in Cricut Design Space, but before I do, I'm just going to measure the front of my flag with my ruler just to make sure I know what the dimensions of my text need to be. I can see there that I need my text to be maximum 2 inches wide. Now we're in Cricut Design Space, we're going to click on the text icon on the left hand side and that's going to bring us up a text box. For this flag, I think I'm just going to simply type in the word yay with an exclamation mark. I'm going to change the font of that by clicking on the little triangle in the font box and that's going to bring me up more options. I'm going to go into system and I'm going to choose a font that I've already purchased, which is a lessened round. This will give me a nice clear font that will cut out quite easily. Now we've done that, I'm just going to change the width of that to be my 2 inches by going up to the size box at the top and changing that to 2. And there we can see that's changed our design now. Now we need to click on Make It. I'm going to select Cutting It on the Mat and Confirming. Because it is heat transfer vinyl, we need to click Mirror. So we need to make sure that is on as well and click Continue. Next, we need to set the base material. The material I'm going to use is premium vinyl and I always like the pressure to be more to give us the best cut possible. Next, we need to prepare our vinyl onto our mat. Because it's heat transfer vinyl, we need to make sure that the vinyl is shiny side down and we need to place it in the top left hand corner of the mat. I'm going to use a brayer just to secure that down as we don't want it moving whilst we are cutting. Now that's ready, we're ready to load that into our Cricut machine and cut out our design. Now the design has been cut out, we're just going to trim around the edge to save time and material for weeding. Using the weeding tool, we're just going to weed away any excess vinyl, just leaving us the word that we wish to add to our flag. That's what it looks like once it's been weeded. Now going to add that to the front of my flag and just position it where I want it to go. Once you're happy, I'm just going to use my heat press mini and I'm going to heat that on, and at the same time it should get rid of all of our fabric pen lines as well. Now that's been heated on, we're just going to remove the carrier sheet from the top slowly, and that will leave our vinyl on our flag. We need to trim off all of the threads from the sewing, and we're just going to trim around the outside of the flag. I just like to leave a little bit of a gap because we don't want to get too close to the stitches. The last thing we need to do now is just insert our wooden dowel into our flag. Depending on the length of the wooden dowels that you've bought, you may wish to leave it that length, or you can trim it down to a more desired length. And there we have our completed felt flags. I think these look really cute and can be tailored for any occasion that you wish to use them for. Hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next one.